Lochandas Thakur and Sri Chaitanya Mangala with a very, very interesting story. There was a Dravidian Brahmin living in the southern provinces of India. He was in abject poverty. He had nothing. He was so hungry that his body was emaciated. There was nothing but skin and bones. And his belly was day and night suffering the burning fire of hunger. And he just couldn't get food to satisfy it. Because of this, he was getting sickly with disease. He was suffering miserably. And because he was so poor, the society considered him such a useless parasite that no one gave him any respect. In fact, his own family rejected him. He had nothing and no one. He couldn't tolerate the suffering. It was too painful to live with. So he decided, I will give up my life. But the last hope that I have is the mercy of the Lord. And I have heard that the Lord is most mercifully living in Jagannath Puri in his beautiful form of Lord Jagannath. So I will beg Jagannath to give me immense wealth so I can survive in this world. He walked all the way in his very decrepit condition from South India to Jagannath Puri. And when he arrived in Puri, entering into the temple, he stood before Lord Jagannath with folded palms and tears in his eyes, his body trembling in suffering. And he offered a prayer. Lord Jagannath, due to my past karma, I am suffering miserably. What can I do? I've been rejected by my relatives. I've been rejected by everyone. And I'm starving. Give me wealth. Give me wealth, my Lord. I beg, give me great wealth so I can be happy in this world. And if you don't give me wealth, you will see that I will commit suicide right before your eyes. And then he went out of the temple and he begged for some food and he got just enough to survive. And he came back the next day and demanded from Lord Jagannath, please give me wealth. I'm tired of seeing everybody else with that wealth. I want it myself. I've suffered enough. I will fast for the next 7 days. And if you do not make me a wealthy man at the end of this 7 days, Lord Jagannath, then I will die. Hare Krishna. So he fasted for 7 days. After 3 days, he went back before Lord Jagannath and prayed, you're not giving me anything. Don't you hear what I'm saying? Nothing. You're ignoring me. You're neglecting me. I'm going to kill myself. You just watch. You watch. I will kill myself after 7 days. 7 days passed. And Jagannath didn't speak to him. Jagannath didn't show him any special signs. And he didn't give him anything. So this miserable man came to the conclusion, life is unbearable. It is better to die now. So he went before the sea, and with folded palms, he prayed to the God of the sea, oh dear ocean, please give me a place in your waters today, because I am going to commit suicide. He was walking toward the sea with the intense intent to end his life, when suddenly he saw, emerging from the sea was a gigantic personality as large as a mountain. Who is this? He came out of the sea and walked on the shore, where his height and size reduced to that of an ordinary person. This man was distracted from his commitment to commit suicide. He was thinking, this must be Lord Jagannath. Who else can just walk out of the sea? So he ran after this man, chased behind him, caught up to him, and said, who are you? Tell me, who are you? And the man turned to him and said, who are you? He said, I'm a Brahmin. He said, so what? He said, I'm suffering miserably. I have no food, nothing. Look at me, I'm emaciated. And I've approached Lord Jagannath to give me wealth. But he's not giving me anything. And the person turned around and said, so what? And the man said, tell me, who are you coming out of the ocean? He said, what is it your business? I am who I am. And the Brahmin, he said, then I'm going to commit suicide. He said, I've prayed to Lord Jagannath to save me. My body is burning with starvation. My relatives have rejected me. The society cares nothing for me. I'm alone and hungry. And I've prayed to the Lord for wealth. Can't you see my piteous condition? Hearing what he said, that mystical personality's heart melted and he became compassionate. He said, my dear sir, in your condition, the only solution, the only relief to solve your problem is to see the beautiful smiling face of Lord Jagannath. Meanwhile, Lord Chaitanya was sitting with his devotees, discussing Vrindavan, and suddenly Lord Chaitanya stopped and was completely silent. Meanwhile, on the seashore, that mystical person said, I will tell you who I am. My name is Vibhishan. I am also a Brahmin, the brother of Ravan from Sri Lanka. And I am coming for the darshan of Jagannath. And if you want real wealth, I will bring you before Jagannath and you will see the supreme wealth. Come with me. So Vibhishan was walking and this Brahmin was just running behind him. And they came to the Tota Gopinath temple, where Lord Chaitanya was sitting with his devotees. The door knocked. Lord Chaitanya told Govinda, please see who is at the door. Govinda came. He saw two Brahmins, and he brought them in. Vibhishan, who was in the guise of a simple Brahmin, he sat right beside Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya and he embraced and started weeping tears. They were both weeping tears of affection for one another. And Lord Chaitanya said to him, I have not seen you in such a long period of time. I am feeling such immense separation for you. But I am so happy that again we are together. And they embraced and they cried and their limbs were trembling in ecstatic love. And the devotees could not understand, who is this and what is happening? Then Lord Chaitanya told Vibhishan that this other Brahmin who was sitting a little distance away, and he spoke loud enough so that that Brahmin could hear him. He's starving. He's suffering from terrible poverty, and he's been rejected by everyone. Why? It is due to his past sins. Whatever comes upon us is due to our own karma. And this fool, he is blaming God for his miseries. That is the condition of people in this world today, Lord Chaitanya said. He said they want to blame God for what they have brought upon themselves, and whatever good they get, whatever successes, they want to take the credit and forget Krishna altogether. Is this not the situation of people in this world? Whatever goes wrong, why is God doing this to me? And whatever goes right, see what I have done. But the pleasures and the pains, the happiness and distress that comes upon us in this world, it is all the reactions of our past karma. We are responsible. But this miserable soul is simply blaming the Lord. Not only blaming the Lord, but he has come to Jagannath Puri to harass Lord Jagannath, to make ultimatums to Lord Jagannath. But I tell you, Vibhishan, you should save him, and you should give him immense wealth. Vibhishan said, "Excellent, I will do as you say, my lord." Lord Chaitanya said, "Bring him back to South India and give him great wealth, real wealth." Vibhishan offered his obeisances, and they walked out. And the Brahmin walked out with them. That Brahmin, he asked Vibhishan, "Who was that? Who is that sannyasi giving you orders, calling you Vibhishan?" And that order he gave you, very nice, but who was he giving you that order? And Vibhishan said, "You are such a fool. That was Lord Jagannath." The Brahmin asked, "You told me you were going to bring me to Jagannath, and you just brought me to the sannyasi's house, and you didn't even go to Jagannath's temple at all." He said, "You're a fool. That is Lord Jagannath. He has assumed the beautiful golden form of Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu to give what no other incarnation has given, pure love of God, the greatest wealth." So the Brahmin, he said, "That's Lord Jagannath? So humble, so kind, so mercifully. Please bring me to him. Bring me to him." So Vibhishan came back. And Lord Chaitanya asked, "Why have you returned?" And he said that this Brahmin wants to say something to you. And the Brahmin, with tears in his eyes, fell at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and surrendered. And said, "I am such a selfish person. I am such a fool. I'm diseased. And I was asking you for a diet of food that was only going to increase the miseries of my disease. And I was not willing to ask you for the proper medicine. You are the supreme physician. I am an ignorant soul. But now I have come to take shelter of your lotus feet and accept the real medicine that you have given." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, "Whatever your karma may be, don't mind the happiness and distress. Because even if you have wealth, that does not in any way guarantee that you will not suffer as much as a poor man. And even if you're poor, that does not mean you will not enjoy as much as a rich man. That is the way this world is. So tolerate both happiness and distress, which will come by their own arrangement. And fix your mind on the Lord. And take the medicine of the chanting of the holy name." And you follow in the footsteps of Vibhishan, and he will give you the greatest wealth, the wealth that your heart is longing for. And what is that wealth? The Purushartha Siromani, the greatest of all treasures, the treasure of love of God, Krishna Prem. This is the concluding message of Srila Lochan Das Thakur.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on thesacredconnect.com.